Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. Namaste. I hope you're doing well at home. This afternoon's Hatha yoga class will be a stretch class, so we're really lengthening your body, lengthening your spine, and we're going to start lying on your back. So get yourself comfortable. Again, if you need pillows or a blanket to support your head, please do so. So you want to stretch right out on your mat. Let your body just settle. Feel your body resting on your mat. Notice how your body sinks into the mat and how it feels. It may not feel quite so comfortable right now. So just be aware of how your body is settled into your mat and then put it aside for now. So we're going to take both arms up over your head and try and relax them down onto the mat or onto a pillow or a blanket. Maybe your arms need support. You can put a block or a pillow behind your arms. So with your arms over your head and your spine settled and your legs stretched out. So we're going to begin with some gentle stretching. So you're going to reach one arm. So let's start with your right arm. Stretch it along the mat, along the floor, reaching. So you feel your shoulder blade and your shoulder move up to your ear. And then relax. And then switch to the other arm. And then relax. Don't try to keep your back anchored. Just let your body do what it does. So reaching and stretching. Rest of the body's relaxed on your mat. And release. And reach and stretch. And release. One more time. Reach. And relax. And then switch to the other side and reach. You're just breathing normally here. And relax. So don't get too caught up in the breath. Just let it happen. So if you can keep your arms above your head in this relaxed position, do so. If not, you'll have to bring your arms down by your sides. Now we're going to go to the bottom half of the mat, and you're going to pick one leg, and we're going to stretch it long. Push through the bottom of the foot, sliding it along the floor, away from the body. And then relax. And switch to the other side. So imagine someone's pulling on your leg. And relax. Let your whole body come back to its relaxed position. And stretch, and relax, and stretch, and relax. One more time on each side. Reach, and reach, and then relax. So with your arms above your head now, we're going to take your right arm and your left leg, and we're going to pull both. Stretch both. So we're working the opposing side, working on a diagonal. And then relax. And then switch to the opposite arm and opposite leg and stretch. Really pull the limbs in both directions and relax. And switch again. Really reach. Feels so good. And relax. And again on the other side. And relax. Okay, so let's do both arms. Reach both arms up. Stretching, and your arms aren't above towards the ceiling. They're along the mat above your head. And then relax. And slide the arms away, pulling both arms. Shrug your shoulders up to your ears and reach through your fingers. And relax. You're going to feel this down right into your waistline, right into the ribs, the space between your ribs. One more time. Stretch. And relax. Now let's do both legs. This is a little harder. Reach. And relax. And stretch. The legs will tense as you push through the bottom of your feet. Keep the back of your heels on the mat and relax. Don't let your heels lift. And reach and relax. Now staying in this position, just take a little inventory of how your body feels as it rests on the mat. Your body may be a little bit more settled into that mat. So from here, we're going to move into what's known as crescent moon. So you can bring both legs together. And your arms are together. So I like to lock my thumbs, wrap one thumb around the other. And we're going to wiggle walk the arms to one side. So you're bending from the waist and the hip and taking those arms to one side in a crescent. And then once you're there, you can take the legs to the same side and then pull through feet and fingers. So you're going to feel the stretch all along the outside of the body, that nice lateral stretch. And on the inside of the body, you'll feel that squeeze of everything coming together on the inside or medial side of the body. Really stretch. Hold it there. You're breathing naturally. And then relax. And when you relax, gently come back to the center of the mat and bring your legs back. Good. And so now we're going to go in the opposite direction. So your hands are linked through your thumbs, or at least that's how I like to do it. I'm going to fold the body to the other side. Theoretically, my arms are supposed to be straight, but I found my wall. So go as far as your body can go. And then bring the legs to the other side as well. And really pull and stretch. And you want to feel the stretch along the outside of the body, all the way up. And then feel the hug of everything on the inside of the body, on this inner side. Feel how everything comes together as you reach and stretch. And you're breathing naturally. And then gently come back to center. And just let your arms come down, palms up, and let your body relax for a moment. Now in this position, just feel your body as it rests upon your mat. Feel the contact points, and notice how a little closer your body is to your mat now. So you should feel a little bit more stretched out. So from here, we're going to roll to our sides and push yourself up to a seated position. And you're going to move to the back of your mat. You're going to have your feet wide apart. Feet are wide apart. And you're going to roll your body to one side and press your pelvis forward and raise your arm up and lift your hips and stretch. So you're stretching from all the way down here, all the way up through your fingers. And then come all the way down. And you're going to windshield wiper to the other side. Press the pelvis forward, lift the hips, and take your arm over your head and stretch. Don't let your head hang. You want to stay lifted. And come all the way down. And take it to the other side. And lift. Big stretch. Breathing deeply. And come all the way down. Take it to the other side. Lift and stretch. All the way down. When I do this on my mat, I'm a traveler. I move with my mat. I move to the front of my mat. It's just who I am. Stretch and reach. Take it to the other side. And come all the way down. Let's go to the end of our mat. Reach. It's okay. fantastic lengthening. Feels so good. And then come all the way down. So from here, we're going to swing around and come up on our hands and knees. All right. So on your hands and knees, we're going to do a variation of gait. There's many variations. So you're going to send one leg back, and typically you would see me with my foot to the side, but I want you to point through your toes. So you're going to anchor through your toes and your heel is up. This leg, you can turn the leg so that the foot pivots, if you like, to give you some counterbalance. But you're reaching through your toes, so the leg is long and the foot is pointed if you can, unless you get cramps, then push through your heel. But it would be pointed, and the arm comes forward past your ear, and you reach through your fingertips. So you're reaching from your toes, pulling the leg away from you, pulling your arm from your shoulders, through your fingertips, feeling the pull all the way along here. This is staying lifted because this is your support. So you want to push down through the earth and pull up through the ribs and reach. Breathe deeply, keep pulling. Just imagine I'm pulling your leg and your arm in opposite directions at the same time. So big stretch. Feels so good. You're really tall on one side. When you've had enough, bring your hand in and bring your knee in. Now from here we're going to switch legs, obviously, so I'm going to pivot my foot a little bit. Send my other foot back. I anchor with my toe. This hand's anchored and we're lifted to support us. Reach through my toe. Start to pull through the leg. Bring the arm up and over and reach from shoulders through fingertips. Again, don't let your head drop. You're pulling from toes through fingers, feeling that stretch all the way along that side of the body as you reach. Pulling, stretching, breathing. Feels so, so good. And then bring your hand down and bring your knee in. So that's a variation of one of the gait postures. So the next one we're going to do is downward dog. And some people don't think it's a stretch. It's a strength exercise, but it's also a really great stretch for you as well. So come to your hands and knees. Hands beneath shoulders, knees are beneath your hips. Press your hands down, lift the central part of your body. You want it nice and tight. You want to pull it up to support you and curl your toes forward and push through your feet. This is a lovely stretch in itself, pushing through your feet. You're going to pike your hips into the air, into a downward dog. So your heels are up here, as high as you can get them. And you're going to push your hips back and press your chest towards your thighs, and your head hangs between your arms. So you should be able to touch one ear to your shoulder and then the opposite ear to the opposite arm. So in this heel elevated position, you're going to pull one leg up to the ceiling and really pull it up. And while you're pulling it up, lower the opposite heel towards the floor and pull that leg up. Pull your hips back, press your chest forward, let your head hang and stretch up and away from the center of your body. Really reach and reach. It feels so, so good. And the little bonus here is it's a bit of a strength exercise as well. But huge stretching for spine, trunk, legs. It's just wonderful. Now to come out of it, you're going to lift the heel up nice and high like you did before with your stilettos on and lower your foot to the floor. While you're still in the posture, we're going to keep those heels up, stick your bum back, press your chest forward to your thighs, let your head hang, and we're going to lift the other leg way up high. Pull it right up to the ceiling, and once it's up there and you're still pulling up, lower that heel towards the floor for that fantastic, deep, yummy stretch. Pull the hips back, reach the leg up, press your chest down towards your thigh and the mat, and let your head hang. Breathing deeply. Keep reaching the body in opposite directions. And you're breathing normally. Reach, reach, reach. Then you're going to lift the heel up, still reach. This is huge. Bring the leg down. Lower the knees. And come down. Fantastic. So in that exercise, you can stretch through your arms, across your chest, down your spine, hips, and into your legs. So I'll have you lie down on your mat now, on your tummy, in a prone position. And just rest for a moment. Give yourself a little break after that heart-pumping downward dog that you just did. Three-legged downward dog. Just let your body sink for a moment. Catch your breath. Let your body relax. And just notice how your body is resting on the mat in this position. Okay, so bring your hands to the mat on either side of your face. We're going to move into a sphinx. So press your forearms and hands down, pull your shoulders away from your ears, and lift up, and then move your elbows forward so they're underneath your shoulders. And everything's parallel and shoulder width apart. So hug your abs in and lift your chest and pull your shoulders down and draw your tailbone down and your pubic bones forward. So this is a sphinx. So from here we're going to go into a side stretch with the sphinx. So we're going to take your left hand and turn it so it touches the elbow crease of your right arm. And then from here you're going to slide your right arm back so you stack both fingers on both hands. And from here you're going to roll to the right and look over your right shoulder. And as you roll, you'll notice that your pelvis rolls back. And if you can, you're going to stack your legs. Your legs are stacked, your feet are pointed. The underside of the body is elevated. So we're not doing this, watching TV. We're in a supportive, stabilizing position here to help support you and hold you upright. So from here we're going to lift the leg, keep lifting up, and reach the leg so you're pulling the leg away from you. And then you take the arm and reach over your shoulder, over your ear, beyond your shoulder, over your ear, past your head. And as you reach from shoulder through fingers and from hip through toes, keep the underside of the body pulling up at all times. So you're really strong, but you're long and stretching out. And just hold the posture. And breathe normally. And then to come down, bring your leg down. Bring your hand back down, so stacked on top of your fingers. Roll your body forward to its position. Bring your arm back down so that you're back in your Sphinx position. So from here, I'm going to switch to the other side. So I'm going to take my right hand, pivot it so it's touching the crease of my left elbow, and then slide my left hand back so I've stacked my fingers on both arms. From here, I start to push into this side and lift as I roll and look over my shoulder, stacking my legs, pointing my feet, lifting up through the rib cage into the armpit to support us, and then stretch your arm over and lift and reach those limbs in opposite directions. Pull. Feel the strength on the supporting side and feel the lengthening on the reaching side. You're holding the posture as you reach, breathing deeply. And then bring your hand down, back to the other hand, lower your leg, and with lots of control, roll back down, come back into Sphinx. Lift the elbows for a little stretch, pull the body forward, and lower all the way down. You can rock your body here, if you like. So from here, we're going to roll over and lie on our back again. Push myself back. Bring myself back down to my mat. So again, you need to have arm room above your head. I've got plenty of arm room. The wall's not near me, so I'm good. Okay, so in this position, we're going to do thigh over thigh. So I'm going to start with my left leg, and I'm going to cross it all the way over my right leg. And I'm going to wrap my right arm around my waist. And I'm going to roll to the right. And as I do so, I'm going to take my left hand over my head. I'm going to stretch. So my right hand is around my waist, and I want to lift my ribs into the waist and reach my left arm away from my body and let my legs sink towards the floor. Really get that huge stretch. So you're breathing into the left side of your body here. And then when I'm finished, I gently bring my arm down, wrap it around my waist, keep the legs crossed, still left over right, but we're going to roll in the opposite direction to the left. And as we do so, we're going to take the right arm over the head and reach. Now we're breathing into the right side of our body, and we can feel that breath under our left hand. Really reach. So if you have issues with your shoulders and this hurts to take your arm over your head, you don't have to. You can just lead with your elbow. You can do it half an arm, lead with the elbow, or don't do it at all. It's whatever works for you. Remember, you do everything that works for your body, and don't over push your body. And then you're going to bring your arm down and roll back to center. Once back at center, realign your body. We're going to do the right side, so you're going to cross the right leg over. Once again, wrap the left arm around your waist. I'm going to take the right arm over your head. So we're going back in the same direction, but the legs are crossed over differently. So breathe and lift that rib cage into your hand as you stretch your body. Breathing deeply. When you've had enough, gently come down, folding to center, keeping the legs crossed. Switch arms. Your right arm is wrapped around your waist. The left arm is going to go over your body. You're going to roll to the right. Let your legs relax. Breathe and lift into your right hand and stretch your left arm over your head. And with your left arm, whichever arm is over your head, it doesn't matter to me whether the hand is turning away from you or turning in. I find it more comfortable for my hand to turn away. Some people find it more comfortable for their hands to turn in. So whatever works for you. Really stretch and breathe. And then when you've had enough, gently come down and roll back onto your mat for one last stretching exercise. So this is a lengthening class. So here, we're going to do a bridge, but I'd like your legs and feet to be touching each other. So put a little pressure between your knees, your thighs, and your feet. So you want to hold them together. And you don't need them too close to your bum. And then your arms are down by your side and your hands face inward. So as you dig your feet down and lift your hips, your arms are going to come up and they're going to come over your head. And you're going to hold the posture. Lift the pelvis as high as you can and reach through the tips of your knees, the fronts of your knees. And reach through your fingertips so your shoulders come up by your ears. And then as your hips start to come down, your arms come down at the same time so that your hands and your hips touch the mat at the same time. And fronts of knees, this is the front of the knee. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, let's do that a few more times. Let's synchronize it with your breathing. So as you inhale, lift and stretch, holding the pelvis up, holding the stretch for the complete inhalation. And then when you exhale, let everything come back down. And stay here for your complete exhalation. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up, pressing those legs together, lifting the pelvis as high as you can. Exhale down. One last time. Inhale up. Exhale down. So now that you're down on your mat, stretch your legs out. Let your arms come out to the side, palms roll up. Align your body, just readjust it, wiggle around, and then feel what your body feels like on the mat. Just notice it. You should feel longer, stretched out, and your body should be sinking into your mat and into the earth. So everybody, that's it for this yoga long stretch session. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.